All right, to start off this video, I want to go ahead and provide a shout out to members of my Patreon crowd who have been generous enough to donate to the Patreon crowd, which requires a shout out. And I want to say straight out that there are a lot of people who donate on Patreon that say, you know what, don't talk about it. This is the crowd of people that have actually said, you know what, mind being shouted out here and there. Thomas O'Keefe, Garrett Dowell, William I. Wells, Matt Sale, John Flanius, Raberdeen, Zemerid, because I'm going by the names they use on Patreon, Mitchell Baptist, Brandon Mabbott, Anthony Garcia, Aquatic Justice, best kind of justice you can have, Scott Ray, Bjorn Amberfault, hopefully I'm not butchering that, Kevin Kearney, Vivian Harmit, Jefferson Fight, C.M. Friedman, Scott Lahash, Seth Douglas, and Joseph Wunderlich. So, that being said, let's get on to the video topic at hand. I'm wearing Tampa because there's a number of guys leaving Tampa, potentially leaving Tampa anyways, on their blue line. So with the signing of Erik Karlsson today, what does that do to the free agent market for defensemen? And the answer is, it thins out what was already kind of a thin crowd to start with. Every year we go through this where there's a lot of big names that could be, that's your marquee guy in the free agent market next year. I tell you, that's the big, and don't say it can't happen, because, you know, and now we have John Tavares is the one that we could say that happened. But reality is, very often the big names in hockey stay where they are. That's always been the way hockey's been. And you'll see guys move on later on in their careers, but in their prime, very often teams will find a way to keep them. In Karlsson's case, he's moved from Ottawa to San Jose, and San Jose's managed to keep him around for another 8 years. Alex Edler is the highest scoring blue liner available. 56 games played this year, 10 goals, 24 assists, 34 points. And I'll say straight out, at 33 years of age, he still has another couple of good years left as a pretty decent top four defenseman. I do think he's going to get overpaid. Now, he's coming out of a contract where he made $5 million a year. Contract talks between he and the Canucks have been kind of a little bit stagnant because I think the Canucks might be looking elsewhere for that defense. $5 million a year. If Edler signs more than that, I think he's going to ultimately disappoint a team that signs him. And I say that as somebody who, as a Canucks fan, has watched him go through these ebbs and flows. And he had, like I said, a pretty good year, but that comes off of what was a brutal year the year before. So you never really know with him. Tyler Myers is next on the list. 80 games. 9 goals, 22 assists, 29 years of age, $5.5 million. This guy's getting a raise. And he had an excellent season. Contract years, guys having great years, contract years, it's not that unusual to see happen. And in Myers' case, it'll be interesting to see what his cap hit is. Because his cap hit could be almost anything because he's unique from basically everybody else on this board. So I don't know if a team's going to make him an offer based on established defensemen that signed contracts 2, 3, 4 years ago. Because I always see people saying, oh, this player makes more than that player. Why? And very often the answer will be, well, when did that other player sign their contract? They signed it earlier? Then the cap hit was higher by percentage of cap than it would be now. That's kind of the way things work. The cap keeps going up. Your salaries are going to go up. Guys who sign contracts now are going to get paid more than guys who signed contracts 3, 4 years ago. So Myers is going to get some money. Now, Jake Gardiner, 28 years of age, being relatively young means he's going to get offered likely a 6, 7-year contract. 62 games played, 3 goals, 27 assists. Toronto's favorite whipping boy. The question is, will Toronto fans have him in the lineup to point the finger at or no? My answer is I don't think so. $4.05 million a year is what he's coming off of in terms of cap hit. He's probably going to get a raise. And if he stays in Toronto, we'll see how that works out. I don't think he's going to, but you never know. And then that would thin things out even more. Nicholas Kronwall's on the list because he is technically a pending unrestricted free agent. 79 games played, 3 goals, 24 assists for him. He's 38 years of age, made $4.75 million on the cap. And I say on the cap because their salary may be quite different. So Kronwall was talking all year about retiring. Now that apparently has changed to he wants to come back potentially, but if he wants to come back, it'll likely just be for Detroit. There is not a great chance that he's actually going to go somewhere else. Ron Hainsey, also 38 years of age, made $3 million this past season. 81 games, or his cap hit was $3 million last season. 81 games, 5 goals, 18 assists. Played very, very well for Toronto. And he's going to earn a 1 or 2 year contract from somebody, likely not Toronto. The question then becomes, how much is Hainsey worth? He played really, really well, but he's 38 years of age in a league that keeps getting younger. That's one to keep an eye on. Braden Coburn, 34 years of age, 74 games, played 4 goals, 19 assists for 23 points for him. He had a cap hit last year of $3.7 million. This is where we're getting into the tricky ones. Is there going to be a bidding war on Coburn? Because if these are your big name guys, then we may very well end up with 2 or 3 teams bidding on Coburn services. And this is where guys end up getting overpaid on July 1st. Jordy Ben. 81 games played by Jordy Ben. 5 goals, 17 assists for him. 22 points. He's 31 years of age. He made $1.1 million this past season. Those 22 points. He's going to get a raise. I don't know how much. I would love to see him go back to Dallas, for instance. But he's probably going to get a raise. He played very well this year for a Montreal team that needed some help on the blue line, and he was kind of part of that help. But I don't see Montreal bringing him back. Ben Sherratt. This is one of those interesting ones to me. He's 28 years of age. 78 games played, 5 goals, 15 assists. Sherratt plays a very strong physical game. $1.4 million. If you're looking for a physical defenseman and you don't want to pay Tyler Myers money, Ben Sherratt's your guy. The problem is, I think Winnipeg has an excellent chance of keeping Sherratt. So, again, this is not a horribly deep free agent market when it comes to defensemen. And I think it's going to be even shallower when July 1st rolls around. Anton Strawman, 32 years of age, 47 games played, 2 goals, 15 assists, made $4.5 million. Because of Tampa's cap problems, they're not going to be able to keep all these guys around. Could they try to keep one of these defensemen, whether it's Coburn or Strawman, potentially? That $4.5 million cap hit, it would probably have to be lower than that. Girardi, also of Tampa, 35 years of age, 82 games, 4 goals, 12 assists for him. Made $3 million this past season. I could see Girardi signing a 2-year contract somewhere. Could he get more than $3 million? Again, when you've got a shallow pool of talent on the blue line, he could. There could be a bidding war for his services. Watch him end up back with the Rangers. That'd be kind of funny if he ended up back with the Rangers after all the talk Rangers fans have done about him since they got rid of him. There's nothing I love more than, that guy's a bum. I'm so glad he's gone. Oh, we got him back? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I like him. Yeah, no, he's good. He's good. I always like Girardi. No, forget all that other stuff I said for the last year. Tim Heed, 28 years of age, 37 games, 2 goals, 11 assists. If you followed San Jose this year, you'd know that Heed stepped in when Erik Karlsson was out, and he played well. So I think Tim Heed is one of those under-the-radar guys that we could look back in a year and say, you know what was a smart signing? Tim Heed's 2-year, $4 million contract by the Canucks. I'm just using that as an example. $650K he made this past season. He'll get a raise off of that, I would think. I know he was a healthy scratch for San Jose in the playoffs, but he's a defenseman who can kind of do a little bit of everything, and I could see him getting a raise in the offseason. Or maybe he takes a bit of a discount, or provides, I should say, a bit of a discount to San Jose and sticks around there. Maybe he feels like he can go back. Or the signing of Karlsson means he doesn't have a spot there. Derek England, 74 games, 2 goals, and 10 assists for him. 37 years of age, made $1.5 million. I get the feeling with England that either he finds a way to stay with Vegas or he retires. That's my guess. Based on the last 2 years, based on how close he is with the Vegas organization and with its fans, I could see him opting for retirement and finding a place within the organization that would work for him. But that's going to be an interesting one for Vegas. Brad Hunt, 30 years of age, 42 games played, 5 goals, 7 assists. He, of course, formerly of Vegas, went to Minnesota around the deadline. $650,000 he made this past season. And the fact that Brad Hunt is on the board shows you that this is not a tremendously deep pool of talent on the blue line when it comes to free agents. UFAs, we see a lot of them get overpaid. And although last year we looked at July 1st, and I remember thinking, wow, this was pretty smart general managing that went on here. We'll see if it happens that way again. Now, of course, the rumor that maybe the salary cap will be below $83 million, we might see it lower than was expected. That could affect how much all of these players get. That could affect where all GMs are going to come in on these guys, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, I just went by the guys who had the most amount of points this year. There are definitely other defensemen that are available, but looking through them, I thought, you know what? I can't argue that any of them are worth $5 million plus, $4 million plus, or maybe even $3 million plus. Erik Karlsson being off the market means that you have to double back on guys like Gardner, Myers, and now Edler may end up making more money because Karlsson's not on the market. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching and for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.